learning about yourself with the help of your phone. So you probably already an expert on your phone. You've been hearing things like you always on that damn phone. Your screen time is probably crazy. No judgment. Talking to myself here too. So, you could use that to your advantage to learn a lot about yourself. So quickly, fast charging, that's a simulation for how meditation works. The same way you could get a quick, 2 to 3 extra hours of battery and 15 minutes of fast charging, whatever the phones can do nowadays, you can get that from meditation. You'll be surprised if you're doing the breathing exercises properly. It'll literally feel like you're waking up out of a deep sleep. You know what I'm saying? So update. Whenever your apps and stuff not working, like for example with Tidal, when it's not doing the automatic shuffle with the song, I know it needs to up. That means there's some sort of bug or something, and they have to update it. So when things ain't working for you, that's how you know you need to update. You need to change something. You've been doing it a certain way, like the app runs on a certain code, and now they switched up the code, they improved it. They didn't change. Like sometimes it's a drastic change, and it's just change for the better. Sometimes it's a change that don't usually work out right away. They got to change it again, but it's just saying like if things ain't working out, you need to update. Same thing with like when you gotta like reset your phone when you're starting to freeze and stuff. That's just a sign of like you need to power off is like going to sleep, like getting some rest, recharging your batteries. That's really what sleep does for us. It allows us to like recharge. Think of yourself like an Iron Man suit. When you're not getting enough sleep, you don't recharge, you don't have no energy. And that's why you're walking around kind of on a low vibe. You're upset, you're sad, you're angry, all of these things because you don't have a lot of energy to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even, if you were like a meter, you're like low right here. But because you're not getting enough like, sleep or something. So that's what happens to do like a hard reset is. When you just really need to go on like a detox and recharge your batteries and refuel. When you need to get a new phone, like when you've had, let's say, the iPhone 6, and it's like, now I'm holding on to this shit. I ain't never letting this go. I don't like change. So when you're holding on to like that phone for a long time, but then it's like it's finally not working anymore, that's the same thing with who we are as a person. It's like you got to change into a whole new person. You can't be the Khalil, 1X forever. At some point, you want to be the Khalil 5X. Sometimes all they be changing is a couple features, but then every couple years they change major features, and that's kind of how you want to be. You don't want to be 19 and 24 and you was the same person. Yeah, at the core you want to be the same. So the software might look different, but it's usually similar. Usually works the same. The camera and stuff is in a different place. It just looks different. Yeah, you might have a beard now. You know what I'm saying? You might be a little muscular. You might have a little belly. Depending on your lifestyle choices. No judgment. The point is that you change, or you're supposed to change. You ain't supposed to be the same person. And that's the whole point. So the same thing with the new phone. And sometimes the same way we want to hold on to that phone, some people is still holding on to the 19-year-old them. And they not even 24. They old as hell. It's like you be talking to them. It's like, yup, that's why I don't talk to that because he is still 19 in his mind and he's still crazy. It's like he ain't never gonna grow up, and they don't want to grow out of that. And I can't deal with that because I'm not 19 anymore. So you be like, yup, gotta leave you right where you is. You reminded me. So that's what the whole like getting a new phone is. You don't want to be waiting till you the iPhone 6 or I don't know what the old phone is now. Well, whatever, people be holding on to their old phone because they don't want to change. You don't want to wait until you about to kick out to change. Having bugs, and it's like you're feeling sick, you just need to do some sort of diagnostic, just like in real life, to analyze, what's wrong with you, and then you gotta feed it the right thing. And this is kind of why it's important to know who you are, know your background, know your your genealogy, like have a connection to the type of things that your grandparents and people like that used to do to heal. Because if you go into Best Buy and you tell them I need to fix my Dell, they're gonna just look at you and be like, well, that's not helpful, because do you know how many Dells there are? But if you can say, I have a Dell Inspiron like 7950, if you can get that specific, if you can, go back that far and see what's the right tools for that, apply that to yourself, then, when it's time for you to get rid of those bugs, when it's time for you to have an update, when it's time for you to, run those diagnostic tests and get the proper tools, it's going to be a lot easier. And the real life version of that would just kind of be, you know, finding the different ways to heal yourself, whether it be how is the way I can heal myself mentally, how can I heal myself physically, and how can I heal myself spiritually, you know. And that would be the point of that. What works best for me, you know. What works best for me, my body, my lifestyle. It has to be custom and tailored.